Cam Newton has had enough of Ryan Clark, but who's really the one being petty? Welcome into the Waterboys College Football Show.
There are not a lot of ex-athletes that can do an entire show that is basically just them talking for 2 hours, and somehow Cam can do it. This really started with this quote from Cam about Jalen Hurts. He ranked his top 10 quarterbacks, left Jalen out, and this was his reasoning. He has the best supporting cast. It's tough to evaluate. That is not an incorrect criticism. It's tough to evaluate a quarterback when they have those type of weapons around them. It's not an incorrect statement. Now, do I agree that he's not a top 10 quarterback? Absolutely not. I think that's way off base. Well, Ryan Clark thought he was way off base.
Of course he did.
Instead of talking about what Cam's take was on it, went to the fumble and Cam Newton as a player. And so apparently Cam had enough, and he ripped into Ryan Clark. And then basically he's like made a comment about Dan Orlovsky, looked at the camera and was like, this is Dan Orlovsky. I don't necessarily think I have to address it. If you told me right now I had to make a case for Cam Newton being the best college quarterback in college football history, I could make that case and it would not be hard.
The context is important there, right? That Denver Broncos defense, obviously I'm a Broncos guy. That Denver Broncos defense had been hitting him hard and hitting him often that game, because that is, based off of defensive EPA per play, one of, if not the best defenses in NFL history. We're talking Von Miller, Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr., like TJ Ward, Bradley Roby. Like, that defensive backfield was crazy. DeMarcus Ware was coming off the edge on the other side. Like, it was an insane defense. So you have to cut Cam a little bit of slack here. Yep. And at the same time, Cam Newton is one of 7 players in football history to win a Heisman Trophy and a league MVP in the NFL. And when he won that league MVP, it was unanimous.
Because there's 3: Tom Brady, him, and Cam.
Right. So it's just
terrible company to be in of all. I mean,
terrible.
You can't discredit or question Cam Newton's want to play football at a very high level, especially when he took that Carolina Panthers team to the Super Bowl. 15 wins. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And it is funny, reading that comment from Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. Just, it's like the most unk thing that they could have possibly have said. Like, fellas, just take it easy. Just talk about ball. That's the funniest thing ever. That's so unk status.
Well, and before we get Jet's thoughts on it, let's put this into a little bit of perspective. This is the same Ryan Clark that sat on his own podcast and looked Derrick Henry in the face and said, if we lined up in the gap, I could tackle you. So the man may not have a great grasp of reality.
CTE is real. And Ryan Clark is a Super Bowl champion.
Yes. But Ryan, let's not act like you and Cam Newton have a whole lot of things in common other than you both wore an NFL jersey. It pretty much stops
talking a microphone now.
Yeah. There are not a whole lot of comparisons.
This is what's wild to me. You know whose top receivers were? Greg Olsen, one of the most injury-prone busts of a wide receiver in Kelvin Benjamin, and Devin Funches. And I don't even know if you want to add Ted Ginn Jr., because let's be honest, all he's doing is returning kicks and punts.
Yeah. That was like the end of his pro career too.
So, and also too, let's not also mistake the fact that Cam Newton came from that last era of when they realized you're a good running quarterback, we're going to absolutely abuse you until you can't play. Like his MVP season, the amount, for was a 4-year stretch, the amount of rushing touchdowns this guy, it's like he broke his own record every year.
Yeah, it was insane.
To me, I look at it as number one, Ryan Clark, for the love of God, can you please stay out of making things personal with some ex-player? What?
I completely forgot. This is the same guy.
Yeah.
Because that's
somewhere RG3's just smiling and eating popcorn.
Yeah.
What does he have against Heisman winners?
I don't. It's got to be an insecurity that is.
Is it like a jealousy
thing?
Know,
somebody go back and pull the tape in the comments. How many interceptions does Ryan Clark have against those two guys? Because if it's 0, maybe he's just salty.
It could be it.
I don't know that they had any crossover. They did a few years, like the very end of Ryan Clark's career.
Just I don't know, dude. I'll say this. I've gained a lot of respect for Cam Newton, the ex-player, when they asked the question, would you rather have your MVP or a Super Bowl ring? And he broke down those two things. A guy that understands the value of both things and understands the reason you play the game is for a Super Bowl trophy, which is a team won award and not an individual thing, and can break that down to you. That is not a guy that I feel like it is fair to go after. Because Cam, even though he may dress unorthodox at times, don't misunderstand that if you ask me top 20 most talented across the board quarterbacks of all time, Cam Newton's in that. He's in that list.
I'm looking at his stats right now.
Oh, they're bonkers.
Dude, his rookie season, he threw 4,000 yards and ran for another 700.
What year was that?
2011.
And if I'm not mistaken, CJ Stroud in 2024 broke that record.
In an era where we let quarterbacks run and you can't hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that record stood for over a
14
decade.
years, essentially.
That's why.
But you're going to go after that guy. Ryan Clark, you were not responsible for a Super Bowl ring. Shut your freaking mouth.